November 15th, Jared Emerson. Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. Jared Emerson is a star performer and artist, and he presents regularly at business and corporate gatherings and for faith-based groups. He says, "My journey across my canvas is one of faith and love, and above all, an expression of my love of God. Whether it's a live performance or a personal intimate setting, my goal is to paint what my heart sees and to share it." On this date in 2014, Jared uploaded to YouTube a live speed painting of Jesus. Today's story is about how Jared got started sharing his painting as it was being created.
Pushing through our fears can release the power of God. Jared Emerson throws paint, and by throwing paint on canvas, he captures the essence of the subject he's painting. During a time when his art career prospects were looking dim, his pastor asked him to do a painting in front of an audience. That was a jarring request. Performing in front of people seemed out of the question for Jared and risky. He rebelled at the idea and thought, that's ridiculous. He had never considered turning his art into a performance. He worried he would make a fool of himself and wanted to give his pastor a resounding no thank you. But it was hard for Jared to say no to his pastor, so he said he would do it. Then a week before the scheduled performance, Jared retore a major ligament in a knee he had injured 5 years before. It opened a convenient door for Jared to back out of the performance. He could now tell his pastor he could not paint in front of the whole church. After all, if he did, he would have to hobble onto the stage with crutches and then balance and hop on one leg while throwing paint on a canvas. Still, Jared decided he would not back out, because he was not a backer-outer. And who knew, this could be the opportunity he needed to take his craft to a whole new level. Besides, he believed God wanted him to do it, so he just needed to get out there and make it happen. Unfortunately, the stage crew stretched and fixed a large piece of black cloth on a frame for Jared to paint on during his performance, and it wasn't primed like a real canvas, so the paint was doomed to soak through, degrading the effects, an artist's nightmare. What else could go wrong? When Jared made his appearance, his old fears crept in. He had around 9 minutes to come up with a painting of Jesus that wouldn't mock his credibility as a speed painter. All eyes would be on him while he fumbled and stumbled around the stage on one leg. Negative thoughts rushed through his mind like rapids over a craggy boulder, and he felt as if he were about to crash into it. I'm hopping out here on crutches. I'm going to fall and hurt myself. I'll have to leave before I'm finished. It's going to be embarrassing, he thought to himself. In that moment, Jared stopped and prayed, and God showed up. On stage, Jared threw his paint on the black background as usual. Using his fingers as brushes, he began to fill in the form and colors, all the while praying. God, please show up for me and make it all work out. I feel lost right now. Please help me, he prayed. When Jared finished his painting, he stepped back. A soft gasp rose from the audience. God had allowed him to paint a beautiful picture of Christ on the cross. In spite of his injury and in the inferior canvas, a painting that surprised even him was revealed. It was then that Jared realized the arm of the Lord was painting right along with him. Jeremiah 32:17 says, O Lord God, you made the heavens and earth by the great power and with your outstretched arm. Nothing is too difficult for you. Today, will you allow God to instill a passion and a purpose for serving Him? As you let go of your fear and put your trust in Him, He will guide you. Pushing through our fears can release the power of God.
Hey, welcome 365 Christian Men. Today is November 15th, and I'm coming to you from Jerusalem. I believe that Jared Emerson's story is something that we can all resonate with because we've all had those experiences When we're trying to accomplish something or accomplish a task, and it's fraught with the fear of failure, the fear of confrontation, or the fear of difficulty, and our minds are racing with negative thoughts. Jared describes those negative thoughts like a flood flooding over craggy boulders in his mind. And sometimes it's not just negative thoughts, sometimes it's disobedient thoughts. It's the temptation to sin, to do our own thing, to go against the will of God that we know is a part of our lives. And I believe that this is what is at the heart of Paul's description to us in 2 Corinthians as we face the battle in this lifetime that each one of us as men face. And Paul describes us for us and says that it's the goal to demolish every argument and every pretense by grabbing a hold of every thought that comes into our minds and making it captive so that we can demolish every argument, every pretense that lifts itself up against the truth and the authority of God in our lives. And this is the challenge for us today, guys, because this is the reality. You and I don't have the power to grab a hold of our thoughts outside of the help that Jesus gives to us. And we see this in Jared Emerson's story today, that it wasn't until he turned and said to God, God, please help me. Jesus, I can't do this on my own. Please help me get this task done. And it was in that moment that God came in, as he promises he will do in our lives, and gave Jared the grace, the ability, the strength to grab a hold of his thoughts, to make them captive, to bring them into obedience to Jesus. So I'm going to challenge us, guys, today. Would you, the next time your thoughts begin to take you away from God, and whether it's fear of failure or fear of confrontation or challenge, or a temptation that's running away and making you step away from the very presence of God, would you begin to turn to God in that moment, in that very moment, and say, Jesus, I need your help to bring my thoughts under control. Would you do that? That's a challenge. And then God, I promise, will be faithful as he says he will. Just like we see in Jared's story today, he'll step in immediately and help you bring your thoughts into control and accomplish the task that he's called you to do. That's our challenge today, guys.